I showed you my beef. Text me. What do we have here? We have the North American Rocky. Hello, Rocky. Turns out Rocky likes chickens. Rocky really likes chickens. Chicken, 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 chicken everywhere. Yes, my boy is a good boy. You being a good boy today, Rocky? You want a treat? You want a milk bone? You want a milk bone, buddy? Look at that crackhead look. You're like, yeah, I'll take a milk bone, man. Here, take it. It's yours. Good boy. Go lay down. There's a few boxes there. Did y'all really close out? Once y'all come in here looking for those, and you decide to swipe away before you get to see the goodness. The goodness, the gracious, the great balls of fire. Look, Greg is taking a piss on the Canic Terran Tactical. Greg thinks it's funny to piss on the TTI. So do I, honestly. Love Rocky. Rocky loves you too, but Rocky's eating the milk bone, so he's tied up. I look anger? Why do I look anger? I have a massive migraine right now, so I've got that working for me. Oh, how you doing tonight? I'm all right, Sam. How are you? I can tell you right now that Benelli's going away. My buddy has an extra 930. I'm going to trade him for it because I can't modify that the way I wanted to. It's got the goddamn ribbed barrel on it, so I can't cut it down to 18 inches like I was planning on. Is there no mag in that? Oh, yeah, there is. Sorry. The angle of the dangle sometimes makes me think there's no mag in some of the guns. Well, the wall's filled, and I see you got the Canic TTI back. Yep, I did, Joe. Him listening to the chickens was great. Isn't that crazy? He's only ever reacted like that one time we were watching Superman, the new one, and they must have used a real dog for crypto, and he freaking was like, you're finally not in so much pain. ER got pain management going. Whoop. Dude, I didn't know you were in pain. What happened? Time to sit here and be jealous of the Gunwall and PC. Dude, you're jealous of a box PC? All right, well, the truth is, look at that stack. But that's the computer case I need to build in. That's a Corsair Obsidian 1000D. Hey, Rocky, come here real quick. Come over here. Stand over here. Good boy. That's Rocky for a size comparison. Rocky can almost fit inside that computer case. Good boy, Rocky. My boy knows what to do. You broke 4 ribs and you have multiple breaks? What the fuck, dude? Last time you were on, you said you were driving a truck. Did something happen? YouTube been standing on you kind of hard. On me? Yeah. They removed a couple more of my videos. They're a bunch of pricks. They've been doing it slowly. They've been taking down my videos almost in chronological order. So they took down some 9-year-old videos or 7-year-old videos. You're not alone, man. I saw they've been hitting you guys too. Everybody's been getting hit. Go over to FV if you guys want to watch some good content, man. Here you go, buddy. I'll give you another milk bone for me and a white. Yeah, YouTube can kiss my ass because I'm not catering to their. I'm not making the stupid shorts as much, but I might get back into it. If you notice something funny, I put my Match X slide onto my influencer. So now my Match X is now just a Match S. That's my influencer. Although I've got the Holosun optic on the now I got to switch the optic. Anyways, yo, what's up, kids? Look at that. I got my my doll is pissing on the Terran Tactical. I had the broken ribs, but it got worse, much worse. Overdid it, my own fault. Was able to make it hometown though. So grateful for that, dude. That's crazy, bro. Knock that shit off, or I'll make your ribs feel better by bringing you food. Hello, Bruce. What's going on? Yeah. So, yeah, like I said, I needed to get them out. Between all my guns, I was spending like $1,500 a month just in the interest on keeping them pawned. In fact, I still got to go pick up 11 more tomorrow. Yeah, some guns I forgot I owned. I forgot I owned that Ruger American 45. I forgot I owned that PX 57. I forgot I owned that PT 92. Um, Dude, I forgot I owned the Alpha. Fucking forgot I owned an Arex Alpha. Hey, Booty Bandit, what's up? Your El Camino's running. Nice, dude. That's awesome. I don't really remember what engine you got in your El Camino, bro. But yeah, that M2 is going away tomorrow or next week probably. My buddy has another 930 tactical. I'm just gonna trade him. Alpha looks good. The Alpha's a great gun. I don't want it though. It's a 226 competition style clone kind of gun. That's why I got it in with the SIGs tonight. So you got the M17 Danger gun with my custom color. Basically, if you take an M17 and you sandblast the slide, that's what it looks like. So that's a military issue M17 that's been converted into an X full RXP style with a Harrington Arms comp. But yeah, the Arex Alpha, dude, nice gun, fun gun. Yeah, put some of my polymer guns right there. Some of the cheaper guns. I mean, say cheaper. Those things go for like $600 now. Yeah, my custom AR. I didn't put the mags in it. I put the mags with them because with the mags in it, it takes up an extra spot. But yeah, all you kids come in, ask questions. How's it going? Is that the SIG? Which one are we referring to? You're talking about the M17? Yeah, so the M17, that was the all brown Coyote. That's supposed to be Coyote brown, but I swapped out the frame, the trigger, the internals, the barrel, and I sandblasted the slide. So you can see it's still marked M17, but it's not an M17 anymore. It's now an RXP style. I still prefer my Legion though. Ben, what's up? Miguel, what's up? What do you think of the Ruger LC Charger? I haven't seen the LC Charger. That's interesting. That looks nice now. Yep. It's a 305, but it's still fun. Dude, 305s are awesome, man. 5.7 or 9mm. 9mm is by far the more common caliber, but I respect both calibers. That's a 5.7 though. That's the TSOS PX57. I bought that with my own money. That's a Gen 1. And then the PX9 Duty Comp, that was the comped version that they came out with just recently that I did a video on, did well, and then they decided to stop talking to me because I must have insulted them again. Fickle fuckers can fuck the fuck off. All right, that's it for cussing. Greg is pissing on the TTI. That's what he thinks of Terran Tactical. Piss on the Terran Tactical, buddy. MP7 or a P90? Honestly, I would probably choose the MP7 because the trigger is not remote mounted. Although 4.6 by 30 is much harder to get, and real MP7s are super expensive. Bought a Colt Gold Cup trophy reluctantly, but super quality and shoots awesome. New one or an older one? Nice layout. Thank you, sir. So just I'll go through the gun wall tonight, and just so you know, there are a lot of them, so kind of be prepared. I kind of did a rough guts estimate on the wall tonight. Pause it if you want. Damn it, I dropped my papers. Air Max, what's up, dude? So starting over here, I've got a Dagger frame and the original RXM frame. By the way, the Echelon magwell does work on the RXM. My Osprey 9 behind a 37mm grenade round. How many 9mm handguns do you have? Dozens, I don't know. Most of these are 9mm. I'll point them out if they're not. So we've got the Fusion Firearms XP Pro. We've got a CZ SP01. It's not a tactical, it's just a really nice one. Tanfolio Witness 9mm. As you can see, it's very much similar to the CZ75 because they aped it. The Chris Sphinx, which is a CZ75 PO1 style gun, or almost a PO7, kind of ish. It's about that size, but it's a three-piece gun, kind of like a 2011. Let's see. Well, that's awesome. Thank you. Ruger RXM with the Sharps Brothers chassis. I put all three Sharps Brothers guns together. The Springfield Echelon and the Sharps Brothers chassis. I pulled the magwell off to see if it fits on the RXM before I bought another one. So I need to put it back on the Echelon. The Sharps Brothers Heat Seeker chassis for the 1022 with the 1022 bull barrel in it. I need a better scope for that. I may be running back to my 4-power on the AR, so we'll see. We've got a Benelli M2. It's just a standard one with the ribbed barrel, so I can't cut it down like I wanted to. I'd have to buy another barrel, so I'm just going to trade that to a buddy. T-Sauce Night Stalker, double stack 1911. I said that last live. I would email you about the STI Grandmaster, but I decided to wait. And like I've said many times, dude, if somebody says they're going to do something, I just wait until they do it, man. If you don't do it, you're not going to hurt my feelings, and I don't care. That is the Gerson Match X, but I took the Match X slide off and put it on the Influencer X. These were both custom blued by Taylor's & Company. The Influencer and the Match X do not look like that from the factory. I modified them to make them better, and the slides interchanged. So now I have a Island Barrel Comp single stack gun. Van, appreciate it. Thank you for giving me permission. Is the high PZ 9mm any good, the carbine? Yes, it's actually probably one of the best high points. I was a kid who was arguing with you about if a stock Camaro engine would do a wheelie. Do you remember me? From a long-ass time ago? Yeah, I remember, and it doesn't. Rock Island 1911 double stack. That's a para ordnance-based gun. That's why it's a single-piece frame with grip panels, unlike a 2011. That is the Springfield Armory Target Loaded. For some reason, it's a stainless gun without front strap checkering that cost $1,500. The Springfield Operator Loaded. That is a rail gun. My Para Ordnance Black Ops 1911. That's my usual daily carry. I put it up on the wall. Obviously, the Dan Wesson DWX. Para Ordnance CCW LDA. So that's the light double action. 1911 and 45 ACP. So that one's 45. The Para's 45. The Operator's 45. And the Target is 45. Then you got the Canic Terran Tactical Smoke. Oh man, there's a lot of guns. Sorry, my hand's getting tired. Let me switch. Do not argue. What gun would you pick forever? I don't pick guns forever. Ruger American in 45 ACP. It's actually a much more fun gun than people give it credit for, but it's just kind of bulky because, especially if you get the 9mm variant, because of how thick they made it to compensate for the 45 barrel. SIG 365 Fuse. It's the second one I've owned. I sold the first one. High PZ or Ruger PC carbine. The Ruger worth twice the price difference. In the long run, I would say yes, Bruce. Number one, because of mag compatibility. You can run the Ruger mags, you can run the Glock mags, better capacity, all that good stuff. I see you made it to the pawn shop today. Good news. Yes, except I have to go to another one tomorrow and pick up another 11 guns. That is my SIG P320 X5 Legion with the Armory Craft dual adjustable trigger. That gun has no take up. That one is beyond not safe for carry anymore. I took all of the takeout out of that. That thing has a hair trigger on it. That is a Sig Sauer P320 M17. That has the Harrington Arms comp on it. It has a 5.5-inch stock Sig barrel, threaded barrel that I ordered. Has the X full frame, and it actually has the flat face X trigger out of my Legion, the original trigger, so it's much better. Arex Alpha. It's kind of a 226 competition style gun with a bull nose on it. Really cool. Daria Arms DY9 with the island ports. You've seen that a few times. My custom AR with the binary trigger and all the custom work done to it. The Sears 43103. TSOS PX57 first generation. That was a non-optics cut variant that I got for under $300. The TSOS PX9 Duty Comp. So that's the integral comped one they sent out this year, or just launched 2 months ago. Good one. Fusion Firearms XF Pro. No, unfortunately the high PZ do not. Well, we'll meet again, bro. I got a shower piece. Yep. Would I get a BCM AR-15? For the right price, yes, I would. Rock Island 50E, that's the square barrel CZ style gun. It should be over here, but I didn't want to put another 2011 down there because when I turn the camera, I'm going to be blocking it. Let's see, the Hammerly 22, Taurus PT92 Compact, the Cocker model, Star Arms Firestar, and the Yeeties. I've never been hunting, so Peter, hopefully somebody else here in the thing will tell you. Also, I still have that Holosun Peck box that I either need to sell or give away, or on a raffle. I mean, I'm not going to give it away. It's $1,000 box. Where's my cable? Yeah, so sorting through the boxes, I got to put those all up and then put everything in the safes. That is a gun locker. That is not a safe. That's just where I put guns when I'm working on them. FV was actually getting asked that question on his live stream. You guys should definitely check him out. But yeah, I run safes and lockers combined. And when I'm done with the live stream, the guns come down. That's why they tend to move around a lot. A couple of them I'll leave up, like the Sears 43. Who gives a shit, dude? My place is secured, double bed bolts, and my gun room is reinforced with large solid wood door and then 3-inch screws. So Rocky's being a little bit tired, so. Oh, I farted. Let's see. What did you think about the PX9? I like that gun. I've shot it without the optic. I need to put the optic on it. The only thing I'm a little bit meh about is that I tried to put Holosun 509T, the titanium body one, on there, and they cut the where the screws sit for the optic so proud from the body of the slide that it's difficult to get them to line up right. Build a walk-in vault. I basically have a walk-in vault. I just have to reinforce. I have to replace the door with a steel line one. It's in a corner of a building that's underground, so you can't get into it. Are the Wilson Combat 1911 barrel bushings tighter than stock, and can they improve accuracy? So the barrel bushing is not as important as the lockup and the link on a 1911 barrel. The bushing is for follow-up shots, basically, because when the barrel is locked up, it shouldn't be resting on your front bushing. A tighter bushing does relocate the barrel faster, but it's the interface between the top locking lugs inside the slide and your swinging link. If your swinging link on a 1911 is too short, it can allow too much play. If it's too long, it's too tight. So it's more of the lockup and the swinging links than it is the end barrel bushing. Found out older Canik versions had decockers. Have you ever ran any of those versions? Yes, they actually still manufacture the TP9DA. The original Walther P99 was a decocker model with double action, single action. So when Canik came out with the TP9, they came out with the DA, and they also came out with the SA with decocker. I used to have one. My second gun purchase I made was I traded one of my Rock Islands for a Canik TP9 SA. I love the way it shot. I didn't like the way it felt, so I sold it the next day. But yes, they copied Walther's P99 decocker. MC, what's up, dude? Can you clarify what Glock is doing and your thoughts? Does this mean they need to earn their rep back? It's not really as much they need to earn their rep back, but here's the basic of it, okay? California and other states, well, California being the most prominent one, has banned the sale of all Glock firearms because with their absolutely mediocre, simple design on them, they're too easy to convert to full auto fire using a Glock switch. A Glock switch simply blocks the disconnector and the sear. So as soon as you start firing that gun, the plate, the switch inside of it will just keep the disconnector from engaging again. So it will allow the gun to fire in full auto mode, and it's just the way it is. Because of that, the guns have been banned. So Glock is scrambling, and what Glock, I've seen different proposals. I haven't seen an actual Glock V yet, but what it seems like to me is that what they're going to do is go to the Canik style, where the back plate is filled in one piece, and then when you take the slide off, I would demonstrate it on that gun, but I can't right now because if I pick up a gun, the live stream would end. But the slide comes forward and lifts up off of the frame versus sliding all the way down. And in terms of earning their rep back, yeah, that's a major blow to a company to have to discontinue the vast majority of the guns they manufacture. I remember you used to give reviews on the couch. I still do, Gatorator. I just haven't been buying many new guns. A lot of these guns I've had for a long time. I could do some re-reviews, but I don't have the money to buy new guns. I know that's the stupidest fucking thing for me to say when there's that much guns behind me, but I don't have disposable income to buy more guns, and I don't want to sell the guns that I have left. I've sold like 60 of my guns, and I'm pissy about every one that I've sold. Bold of them to think Cali will let them back in. They will, because they allowed Canic in. Holy cap, this camera view makes the wall look awesome. Thank you, sir. It also gives almost the full view. You're almost not even seeing them all. Hold on, I'll get the frames out of you. There you go. Turn my monitor a little bit more. There you go, so you can't read. My drinking real soda? No, it's just a bottle with water with flavoring in it. I'm drinking, it's called True Lemon Strawberry Lemonade. It's a sugar-free drink from my local grocery store. You're not selling any of them anymore? There's a possibility that I might, but the problem is, if I sell one of my guns, I'm not selling them cheap anymore. I'm not desperate for the money. I freed up a lot of money by not freeing up money. Does that make sense? Between all my loans, I was spending about $1,500 a month just in interest to keep my guns pawned. I'm done with that. I'm freeing up that. I'm selling 2 of my cars. So I'm going to eliminate all my car payments. So I'm going to free up another $1,200. So I'm going to free up like $2,500 a month that I can use for business. Do I have a Desert Eagle? No, I do not have a Desert Eagle anymore. I sold my Desert Eagle. I had one. I liked it, but it was just kind of boring, honestly. And it was during COVID time. And all my coworkers loved shooting my Desert Eagle, but none of them ever bought me a box of ammo for that gun. And you're talking $4 or $5 a round during COVID. What'd it do? Not much, E. So I was playing safety ranger at the range because the bay next to me was going nuts. They had a 226 Legion, and I showed them controls and to not point it at me in law, but holy shit, it's way better than my Glock 19. Oh, dude, a 226 Legion is not even in the same world. What's my favorite out of all? This is going to be a little bit weird, considering what you're seeing on the wall here. That Para Ordnance Black Ops, that 1911 is probably my favorite 1911. It's not optics cut, it's nothing special, but god damn it, it shoots amazing. Understandable. I was only asking because I emailed you when you said last time, law, wait till you sell again. Yeah, but like I said, I'm really not going to be doing any kind of sales so by getting them all out, I'm avoiding having to sell any of my guns. The thing I was being forced to do was sell guns to get guns out of Hawk in order to sell guns. I'm not doing that anymore. So I took out, my parents and I worked this out. I'm taking a big loan, consolidating all my debt to one payment a month, and I'm going to fucking sit and do nothing if I have to. I'm going to continue to do my gun reviews. I'm going to continue to do gun stuff. I'm going to take him to a dog sitter once a week so I can go to the range, and then I'll start doing that one, yeah. Less time. I answered your fucking question, but you were too busy not paying attention, so I don't know what the fuck you're bitching about, but go somewhere else. What's your thoughts on the SIG X5 Legion? I really like it. It was my first real 320. I never had like a regular M17 or anything, so the first 320 I ever bought was actually the carry version with the threaded barrel. And then my buddy had one of those in his shop, so I traded. That's actually my second one. My buddy Ryan has my original 320 X5 Legion. I built that one up. That one has the Armory Craft dual adjustable trigger. And if you look, don't move the camera stand, you don't have to put it back. But if you look at the position of the trigger, you can see how far set back it is on that Armory Craft trigger versus the original trigger that was in the gun. There is no take-up on that gun anymore. It has a 2 3/4 pound trigger and no take-up. It has less than a millimeter of take-up. So, yeah, if you want an uncommanded discharge, fuck with that one. But it won't go off because it's got a different trigger geometry. That one is a beauty. Thank you, Humble. Joe's under the bridge Tuesdays and Thursdays. He'll send the address. Walls, what made you get into gun oriented firearm content creation. It's a long story. I used to sell cars, and then for 2 years on YouTube, I was doing car content. I was filming like a car review on new cars every day, and then I was also doing video game finding. You can't do it anymore because COVID fucked it all up. But I was finding video games, so I was doing 2 videos a day for a while. I would do a car review during the day, and I would do a video game pickup at night. But in 2017, I died, and after that, the government said I probably shouldn't keep working full time. So my buddies were opening a gun store and asked me if I wanted to help out. So this was the end of 2017. They didn't open until 2019, so there was almost a year there. But he took me to the range, like a real range, for my first time, and I shot some of his guns, and I got addicted to handguns. That's why the vast majority are handguns. There's only a few long guns up there. Yeah. Some people are saying the Glock V model is going to have a rotating barrel like the PX4 Storm. It doesn't matter if it's got a rotating barrel. That has nothing to do with the striker assembly. And if you actually look up the Glock, which one was that? The 26? No, the Glock 45, 40. I don't remember. One of the fucking ones they were thinking about coming in. They created a rotating barrel Glock a long time ago. I know I ain't been around a lot. I want to say I do appreciate the steady content, the knowledge I've received. I'm confident at the range because of questions you've answered here. MC, dude, I know the journey you're on. We all go through what we got to go through, and I appreciate anybody that ever even comes back in and says hi to me. I love that. I appreciate it, and I adore it. So thank you. Is that a CZ Shadow 2 up there? No. If you're referring to the red-handled one, that's a Tanfolio Witness. That's an SPO1, and that is a Dan Wesson DWX. You'll have to go back near the beginning of the video. If you just kind of scroll back, you can see that I went through them all. Is that a Glock 17 on the bottom right? No, if you're referring to that, that is a Fusion Firearms XP Pro. I know my big fat dome is blocking a couple of guns, and I apologize. Paul, what's up, dude? What's up, Ronnie? Please help me. I just need $2. Oh, yeah, okay. Where are the Glocks? Fuck Glocks. I got 7. They sit in the safe where they belong. Any staccato? Fuck staccatos. So I will tell you guys right now, I have an STI Grandmaster. Before staccato was staccato, they were STI. I don't fuck with anything since STI because staccato need more guns. Thank you. I really do, greatest newbie. Thank you. I appreciate that one, brother. But I don't fuck with staccato. I bought a staccato C2 off of a customer, a friend of ours, for $1,500. A staccato C2 2024 build with the Delta Point Pro on it, a $450 optic. I sold that gun less than 2 weeks later because I didn't care for it. There is nothing special about a staccato other than the name. Every 2011 on the market now is within reach of a staccato while being 25 to 50% of the price. You're a Smith & Wesson guy? Nothing wrong with that. Can I see your revolver? Nope, can't pick up anything. Try the 2011 Combat Master. Fuck Terran Tactical. Same problem, dude. His guns are not worth $7 grand. His guns are worth maybe $3,500. But because he has John Wick and he has all this other bullshit, a Hayes Custom 2011 at $4,500 will outshoot every staccato made, every fucking Terran Tactical, except maybe the Sand Viper. But a Hayes Tactical or a Hayes Custom gun is way better than Terran shit. Any difficulties getting all your guns out? No, I have a clean record, and I'm normally an instant approval anyways. And when you redeem a firearm, a pawn, or a consignment gun, that gun you've already done a background check, so it's a lot easier to justify it in the eyes of the state. I moved from Connecticut to Alabama. I'm filing a free state, bought 3 guns immediately, and all pistols. That's the way you do it, humble. No, for real, you got revolvers? I've got a few revolvers. I'm not a big revolver guy. As I was saying, I got into this in really late 2017, almost 2018. And when I got into this game, I got into it as a pistol guy. So I really wasn't a revolver guy. I've got a Ruger GP100, a Ruger SP101. I've got a Heritage Barkeep, and I've got a Super Blackhawk. I sold my Raging Hunter to a buddy, and I sold my 460 XVR to a buddy. What's up, man? Hope everything's good. Midnight, what's going on, dude? I'm assuming you don't like Glocks. Could you explain why? I don't like Glocks because they're boring. Their build is so mediocre that they're easily converted to full auto. They claim their perfection. I don't like Glock the company. Let me rephrase that whole sentence. I don't like Glock the company. Glock the company has everybody believing that their guns are better than they actually are. Oh man, the wall is full. Yeah. Most unreplicatable wall on YouTube for sure. Oh yeah, with all the shit I've done to these guns, yeah. Me too. Humble Giant just moved from Chicago to Kentucky. I bring my revolver when I walk the dog. I usually carry a 1911. You have any guns from World War II? Outside of 1911s, no. I'm not a vintage guy. Double tap your phone. Yep, Glocks are my favorite. Hey, if you like Glocks, that's fine. But can anybody in chat name another company that had to discontinue 85% of their guns because they were getting banned in all 50 states? When California started the ban, every state was going to follow suit. They're causing billions of dollars wasted by law enforcement and military because they're going to have to replace all their Glocks. Would I take a Smith & Wesson Shield over a Glock 26? I would take a twice-used dildo over a Glock 26. I pocket carried your J-frame. Nice. I like Canucks. I have the blacked-out Rival SFX. That's cool. I do have the Terran Tactical TTI down there. The only reason I have the Terran Tactical is because that was the new smoke that came out, and everybody was talking about it. So I traded an LFA Apollo Compact for it. For a new shooter, what kind of first handgun never shot a bullet? I would recommend that you find a place that will let you rent guns. Start with something in a 22. That way you get comfortable with recoil and sound, and then just move your way up until you find what you're happy with. I love 45 ACP. It was the third gun that I ever bought. How much does a pair of Ordnance Black Ops retail for? Depending on how you find it, like Gunbroker, it'll go anywhere. Like sold units in the last 60 days, the cheapest one was like 900 or 860, but then you got your fees and shipping and transfer and shit. So let's say 950 and 1500. They're just too good. They're fine. Do you have any muzzle loaders? Nope. You need more guns, guy. Thank you. That's just what I put up on the wall. Happened to Intratec too. Which gun did Intratec build? What caliber would you say you are the most accurate with? It's not caliber, it's guns. Calibers can be fired out of anything. Picking out my Christmas gift this year, Echelon or Prodigy? That's a good question. I like the single linear pull of a Prodigy better than the Echelon, but if you want to spend the same kind of money as a Prodigy and wind up with a gun that, in my opinion, is comparable, do what I have. I have the Sharps Brothers Echelon frame, the all-metal frame on mine. It completely changes the gun, and it would still come in at under the cost of a used Prodigy. Booty, spent some time with the wife. FV's your wife? If Glock is perfection, why does everyone replace half the parts with aftermarket? That's what I keep saying, Carcam. So Glocks are the easiest way to spend $1,000 building a $500 gun. Most accurate pistol? The Tech 9s? Oh, dude, that doesn't count. When you're making an Uzi kind of gun, that doesn't count. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about mainstream military-adopted firearm, dude. When half the cops in the country are carrying the gun that's getting banned. But that does count because it is another company, but that doesn't count. There are no shadows on that wall. Most accurate pistol. Again, for me, the most accurate pistol I've shot was a CZ Tactical Sport Orange that I sold to my buddy Stone, and he won't sell back because he's a dick. Thoughts on the Shockwave? Had it, don't care for it. I'm not a long gun guy. I'm a semi-auto guy anyways. Like the Benelli up there is really nice, but I'm trading that off. What would you buy if you couldn't get access to guns? A fucking plane ticket. Love the TTI. Have you had any problems with feeding? Canic best trigger out of the box. Love the sights. Love the metal frames too. That particular gun, I had to oil it a little bit. I had 2 failure to feeds because the gun was completely dry, and I forgot to oil it the night before we went to the range. But we just put a couple of drops of gun oil on it, and it ran flawless for like 300 rounds. Buddy exports unto me. God damn it, Shub. No, stop asking. Shockwave is a good truck gun. They can be. Do I have Canic? We've been talking about the Canic for the last 5 minutes, brother. One right there getting pissed on by Greg. So that right there is a sloth doll that I found at an auction, and it's pissing on the Canic. It's specifically pissing on the Terran Tactical logo. Nice. Thank you. I thought it was a shadow. I got an airsoft shadow. Looks the same. It looks like a shadow because of the grip that's on it. That's an SPO1. It looks very much like a shadow. A shadow does not have pick rail on it. A shadow is, it has a single slot pick rail on it. It's also a shadow is a longer barrel. That's a 4.7 inch. I believe it's a 4.9 on the shadows. And that's a Tanfolio copy. I like blue grips. I got a few guns with blue grips. No serious question. What would you recommend I buy if I can't buy guns in my country? If you can't buy guns in your country, then you're going to have to go with something with a blunt style instrument. I don't know if your laws allow you to carry dagger style weapons. Something like that would be the only way to compensate, because I don't know if you can carry like pepper balls or bear spray kind of things. If you can't carry those, then knuckle dusters, something. I'm sorry, I wish I could give you an answer. I'll turn around once you see the money I'll offer you. Yeah, I probably would, dude. I did a quick math on what's on the wall tonight. It's stupid. What are your thoughts on Monstroms, LPVOs? I have a code for a 1 to 4. So Monstrum is kind of like an Amazon brand. I don't know if I would trust my life to one, but if you're looking for something like a range toy, something that you can just take out and shoot once in a while, I'm not sure about the accuracy of the MOAs. I don't know if they're LPVO with if they're going to magnify perfectly or not. The way that Gideon Optics founder says it is, you're going to get what you pay for. For them to be able to manufacture, ship, box, and market an LPVO and still sell it for $150 when everybody else is $400 to $600, you got to take it with the expectation that it's not going to be the greatest on the market. Everyone has a price. You do too. Of course I got a price, but it's not one that you're going to want to pay me. Nope, and nope. What about a gun, gas-powered harpoon gun? If that's legal in your country and that's what you feel safe carrying, dude, do what you got to do. Best ever I shot was Terran Tactical 2011. It was amazing. At Shane F11112. I know that's you, Terran. Stop it. Get your hands on a Hayes Custom or a Nighthawk Double Agent, and you will instantly change your tune. STI or TTI guns are really nice. I'm not going to say they're not nice, but they're not worth their price tag. If the Terran Tactical guns were around 35, I could get behind it, but there is nothing in his guns that makes them worth more than a completely hand-fit, hand-assembled gun from Hayes Custom. Wasn't expecting this while scrolling. A lot of people don't expect it. And then, boom, guns. I got a dog, too. He's sleeping. His name is Rocky. Hey, Rocky, are you dead? No, he's not dead. He's dog. Thinking about shotgun, but the Italian ones are expensive a little. Do you have a 680? I don't sell my guns anymore, dude. But yeah, you could probably get a Mossberg. Get a used Mossberg 930. You can usually find those around $750. What would you take to Ohio? A Bodyguard. Your favorite 22 pistol? Don't really have one. I'm not a big fan of them. I will say that one of the most reliable semi-automatic 22 pistols on the market is the Taurus TX22, and you can put an FRT. So if you want to go without breaking the bank, do that. The SIG 322 is probably my secondary choice for a semi-auto 22 long rifle, and then probably like the Walther P22, or I think it's a P22, and then the SR22 from Ruger. What do I think about the Remington 700 Tactical? I don't really mess with long guns, so I don't have an opinion on a 700. DWX still around. Yeah, it's right there. Do a home tour showcasing your connection. Nope, sorry. I don't show my personal guns. So these are all guns that were purchased with the intent to be on this channel. They are not my private collection. What do you think about PSA daggers? They're fine. I've got the compact frame right back here behind me. I need to build that. I need a slide for it. Also, I can't find one of my slides. I don't know where my standard Daria frame went or slide went. I might have given it to a buddy to use. Have you put more guns on your wall? Yes, I picked up 20 guns from Pawn today, and I got to go pick up another 11 tomorrow. You could buy one more pistol for your collection. What would you get? CZ Tactical Sport Orange. Replace the one I sold to Stone. What exactly do you use your private collection? I shoot those guns as well. Now, I can't shoot every gun every week, obviously. I mean, there's 36 guns up there, or 35 guns up there. I can't shoot those every day, but I go through every gun except for that Hammerly, that Firestar, the Para-Ordnance CCW, that one, no, that one, and that's it. Every other gun on the wall has been fired by me. Did you almost join the Army? Yes, when I was 17, my intention was to join the Army, but I had flat feet, a bad back, and migraine headaches at the age of 17 in 1997, 8, whatever. So I was disqualified from joining. What's up, dude? I was in your chat the last time you streamed. What's up, dude? What's the worst gun you shot and had the worst recoil? 2 different guns. So the worst gun I ever shot was a Jennings JA9. It's kind of a Saturday night special 9mm. Sucked. Square back on it, hurt my hand, sold it immediately. Sold it, bought it for 100, sold it for 75 the next morning. Worst recoil? Like biggest recoil in a handgun would probably be my 460X VR revolver, but I sold that too. Just for channel prestige to have thousands of dollars worth of guns on the wall. Can you tell me how those two are mutually exclusive? Every gun on this wall has had a video made on it. Every gun on this wall is except for a couple of them, has range time on it. So I have 2,600 videos. I don't understand why you're putting it in quotes. Any Mark 18s? No, the only AR I'm running right now is my custom one up there. I do have 2 300 blackouts and an AK-47 style AR and 3 AKs, but that one is the only AR I'm running right now. That has the unique ARs upper. That's a full length. What if somebody gets into your house? They ain't getting out. Hey brother, how's the evening? Desert, what's up, dude? What's going on? How you doing? Do you keep the ammo in a different place? Oh, you're talking to somebody else. How do you still remember me, dude? I'm here probably after a month. I recognize your name and I remember our conversation, and you launched into it with Sell Me Some. Fish comes in with the $2 donation. Thank you, dude. And you gave a gift membership. Wait, you got a gift membership from yourself? How the fuck does that happen? That is hilarious. That is freaking hilarious that you got your own freaking gifted membership. What's your EDC? My EDC is that Para-Ordnance 1911. It's up on the wall tonight because I wanted to have all 1911s right there. And I was putting a new magwell on it. Looks like you are in a better place tonight. I'm making progress on getting to normalcy. So I still have to get rid of both of the cars and get one. And I still got to pick up more of my guns. The fix is in. No shit, right? How does it different from your private collection? Are they all in your name? Yes, all my guns are my guns. But my private collection are guns I don't show anybody because they're not guns that I want anybody to know about. You know, I've got private family guns, guns I've gotten from deals that, you know, they're guns that who gives a fuck. Like my custom Glocks, I don't put those out. I've showed them on the channel. They go away. They never come back out. I've showed a lot of the guns that are in my private collection. I just don't care enough to keep pulling them out. Also, they're not all stored here. It's like buying your own guns from your own shop. Yeah, well, that's actually frowned upon. The ATF, if you open a brick and mortar store just to buy guns for yourself, they really frown on that shit. So I don't do that. I usually buy guns from other shops. The Rig Derm. Big Erm, what's up, Big? It's like, but the Taurus G3, any good? Yes, especially for the price point. Taurus G3 has a feature on it that a lot of guns don't, which is a double strike capability. It's not a true double action gun because you can't decock it. So once you rack it, it's single action for its first pull. But it does have double strike capability, which means if the round doesn't go off, you just keep pulling that trigger. How much guns do you have? I don't know the exact number. I've sold over 60 out of my private collection. There's 35 behind me, and I have 3 other safes. Nothing that's really worth anything. Do you have a Mac 9? Nope. I have the TSOS variant. I have the BR9 2011. So I've been asking them. So SDS teamed up with me. We did the PX9 launch, and that one went well. And then they also did the BR9 launch with me, and that went well. And then they just cut communications. Now, I'm very vocal when a company does something stupid, and I'll call them out. So the potential could be there. I said something that they just don't agree with, or I don't align with their company values. I don't give a fuck, but I'm not going to spend my money on their guns either. So I will get one of their DS9 comps at some point. Maybe I'll trade one of my other guns for it. But if you can't handle a little bit of fucking criticism, fucking get fucked. Am I from taxes? No, I'm not from taxes. I hate taxes. Come on, everyone, hit the like button. What do you think about 357 Magnum for home security? Do it. Get a nice hollow point and run it, man. You play airsoft? No, I actually don't. I've been invited to, though. There's a guy named something Rabbit, Kill the Rabbit or something on YouTube. He's got like 300,000 subs. He stopped into my store one day. He's got a YouTube channel. He invited me to go play. Also, C7 Viper. He's up in Maryland. He's not that far from me. I need to go up to his place one time. Sorry about missing the stream. I fell asleep, had a nightmare. I was swimming in place. Dude, don't worry about it, Mouse. I can't expect you guys to be here every day. I'm doing it for a living. You guys are doing it because you're just having fun, so I can't ask you guys to be here every fucking day. I'm curious about your holster setup. How do you store them, etc. If it's going to the range, I typically just use it like a typical Serpa or just a cheap-ass holster just for at the range. For daily carry, I have a few different holsters that I use. I normally carry a 1911 single stack, so it's usually in a leather holster inside the waistband at 4 o'clock. Do I still have the Night Stalker? It's right there. What's up? Is it lame I have had a brand new Virgin 1911 for 2 months and haven't shot it yet? Yes. But only if that continues. If you've had life going on and you haven't had the opportunity to shoot it, no, that's fine. But if you bought it with the intent to use it for a purpose and you just haven't shot it at all, then you're kind of crossing the border into lane. My home defense gun is Smith & Wesson 686. There you go. I enjoyed the channel because it's an opportunity to make friends with people I've never met. It's a good way to look at it, Sam. Absolutely. What are your opinions on ported slides that could cause ricochet? What do you mean ricochet? So a ported slide or a ported barrel should not cause any issues at all. If it's not done correctly, depending on where the ports are, then I guess you could have shavings coming out, but that's just a risk you got to run. If you use quality ammo and the gun was done correctly, you should have no problems with any of that stuff. I have comped, I have ported, I have ported, I have all kinds of different stuff done to my guns, and I've never had a ricochet. I have like a ported and a comped gun, they'll throw more crap back at your face, but it's not that big a deal. Stacy appreciates the live streams. Thank you. You're gay. My gay what? Expected that. Thank you. No problem, author. Extra clip for the EDC. Yes, I carry an extra magazine for my 1911, so I carry 8+1+8, so I carry 17 rounds, and that should be more than enough. You carry at 1 o'clock. I don't like carrying up front. You've been fighting a Supreme Court case in Ohio? Jesus Christ, sorry. Stone Joe going to do a giveaway where the winner gets to cuddle with him and Rocky, only for members. Only with Rocky. You ain't getting in with me. Rocky's the giver. Mouse, any other daily carries a Ruger Police single 6 older than I am? It's a good old pistol. Sounds like fun. I'm guessing Waylon was saying something anti-Semitic. Yeah, everybody, thank you guys for coming in. Appreciate you guys watching. People saying stupid shit, whatever. Opinions on the SD9 from Smith & Wesson. The first generation and the second generation are very similar guns. So if you have a first generation, it's fine. The second generation just has a slightly better trigger. You can actually run an SD9 V1 slide on a V2. It's harder to go the other way because they changed the geometry of the firing pin block. So it's harder to disassemble if you actually put the wrong slide on. What's your thoughts on Glock's discontinuing? I could care less. I don't like Glock as a company, period. So the fact that they got butt hurt because their guns are unsafe and fundamentally mediocre in design, making them easily hackable and turned into instruments of chaos, kind of just shows where their mentality was for the last 40 years of design. Why make the guns better when you can just make them the exact same half-ass way for 40 years? And then when you get smacked around by the entire country, then you discontinue your whole fucking lineup. I believe the last company to do that was fucking Daewoo. Want to get my ma a little purse gun. What do you think of the Beretta Bobcat? That's actually a good choice, Arthur, because it's got the tip-up barrel. So you put the mag in, tip-up barrel, put it down. You don't have to rack it. So if she has decreased hand abilities, things like that, it's a good gun. I might be going to a couple gun shows this weekend in Arizona with a friend. Ha ha! Nice. You're such an inspiration to the trans community. Pride forever, peace. I am a cross-dresser, not a trans, so get that right, buddy. Dang it, got 2.09. There's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, it's got a better trigger than the first gen. There's just a lot of compatibility. You can even use the mags. My home defense weapon is an 1880s black powder double-barrel shotgun. I mean, just make sure you aim for what's going to stop them. If you kneecap a dude, you can get sued. Lol, I thought Glocks are like the old reliable in my generation. Oh, they're absolutely reliable, but they're reliable because they're mediocre. I've explained this dozens of times, and anybody not physically doing a live stream right now, if you own a Glock, go grab it real quick. Make sure it's empty. Drop the mag, slide the fucking slide back. Make sure you don't have a round in it. Close the slide, take your gun, hold it, and do this with the slide. That play back and forth, and the fact that you can see through, you can see the recoil spring because of the size of the gap in the gun, that is how Glocks are reliable. They made the tolerances so fucking bad that the gun became reliable. If it was any worse, the gun wouldn't be reliable. If it was as tight as a good gun, look at a Smith & Wesson SD or any 1911, any metal frame gun, any hammer fire gun. Even some of the Smith & Wesson, like the M&P 2.0, has tighter tolerances, although not by much. But any of those guns, if the Glock had the same tolerance as a real gun, it wouldn't work. Daewoo were trash cans on wheels. Yep. That's why I said look at Daewoo. Am I really a cross-dresser, or was it a joke? It's halfway to a joke. Last year for Halloween and a couple other live streams, they paid me to wear fake titties. And I offered to do it again this year, but nobody wanted to pay the $1,000. Black powder, don't just use modern ammo. Things gonna explode! It's okay if you're a cross-dresser. No, my dog doesn't like it as much. He tries to feed off the nipples. It's awkward. Happy to see you're doing better, even if you're just pretending like I have been. Dude, Mouse, I'm so sorry you're going through it, brother. I really am, dude. I wish I could help you. Did I hit the like button? I don't like my own streams. I'm not one of those people. What is your opinion on politics? I don't get into the politics. I vote. I pay attention to my local politics. I pay attention to my country politics. I make the votes for myself that are influenced by my experience and my decisions. I don't like to discuss them. AK-47 are terrible tolerances, yet still a great gun. They are a very well-renowned gun because of what they were used for. They were used for intermediate and close-range fighting, which is what they excel at. It fires a 30 caliber round very well. But I will tell you right now, 300 Blackout makes a AK-47 obsolete. Dozpo, what's up, dude? Still waiting on the OnlyFans. You're letting the streets down. I wish I could, dude. I really wish I could, but I can't even get my Twitch going and fucking my gaming channel. Favorite handgun, 1911. What about a Taurus G2 and 40 cal? 40 cals are not my style, man. 40 cal is kind of a dying breed. There's only 24 guns manufactured right now, and 40 cal brand new. Sure, tell us a joke, Miguel. If it's racially motivated or rude, you're going to get banned. Just keep that in mind. If you need to talk or need prayer, I'm on Discord. Yep. My 1880 shotgun and brass shells using black powder loads. Dude, nice. You have a ray gun? No. I don't name my guns boy names. I always name them girl names because if I'm going to finger something. Your favorite weapon is an AR-10. It shoots 308. 308 millimeter would be impressive, but I understand what you're saying. 308 is pretty cool. Fair enough. Sorry, dude. So my opinion is you should never take the opinion of some idiot on the internet, especially when it's talking about politics, religion, or what you should feel about the Kardashians. Although, fuck the Kardashians. If all the Kardashians got onto a bus and that bus drove off a cliff, my first thought would be, aw, poor bus. What's up? What are we talking about? Kind of whatever you want to talk about, brother. We do these 2-hour live streams, just kind of doing some check-ins. My dog needs to sleep. We're hanging out. We're looking at guns. Just having a good old time. See the bra and panties that one of the Kardashians came out with? No. And don't you buy them because nobody's paid for the live stream. Nah, what they do to you. It's what they did to the fucking country, man. Survivor, reality television, all that shit, none of it is real, yet we all act like it is. Do you know how many takes it takes for a fucking Kardashian to get a scene right? If we were still filming on celluloid, there would be almost as much on the cutting room floor of a studio as there is in Kim Kardashian's chest. You look like you lost some weight. My weight fluctuates. I am down 25 pounds from where I used to be. The wall looks really nice and impressive. Even Mrs. Mouse was impressive. Thanks. You should see what's in my pants. I drive a Prius, but it identifies as an F-150. Breaks down all the time and you got to push it. Thanks for the donation, brother. I appreciate it. What do you hate more, Italian brain rot or 67? I don't know what that means. Trunk gun? I don't have a trunk. I have a truck. Wait, I have a trunk, but I'm selling that one. The bra has nipples and the panty has a hairy vagina. And you wonder why I talk about the Kardashians like who gives a shit? Am I into crypto? No, I was for a little while. I made some money with Doge, and it's gone. What are those guns for? They keep my wall from floating away. You're welcome for the donations. Have a good week. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Dozopo. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. It goes towards buying shit for my dog. Well, not buying shit, but buying snacks and stuff. My dog likes him some real milk bones. Mr. Wicks, viewer retention is down, so you need this. Have a good night. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that. Yes, unfortunately, across the entire 2A community, Google has seen fit to fuck us all. And fuck themselves in the long run, too, because some of the bigger channels used to bring in a lot of money for them. Yeah, thank you so much for that donation, brother. Appreciate that. That is a box of milk bones for my boy. Isn't that right, Rocky? You want some milk bones? Wait, are you alive? All right, this is the rudest thing you can do to it. Oh, no, he woke up. He saw me grabbing the camera. He saw me grab the camera. Have a milk bone. It's like, what are you doing, fool? Heard. Is that a Springfield Prodigy or a Staccato? Neither. It's a custom build from Gerson. Are you okay, dude? Come here, buddy. Come here, Rocky. Come here, bud. Come here. Come here. Come here. He hates when I film, guys. Sorry. Enjoy these milk bones, Rocky. Yeah. Come here, buddy. You want to come here? Come here, bud. Rocky. Rocky. Come here, bud. Come here. Would you come here, please? Are you being a good boy? Are you being a good boy? Dude, he hates me so much when I'm filming. He would rather use a bone as a pillow than come hang out with me. Rocky is telling me to get fucked. Also, he has that giant thing to lay down on, and he's laying down on that. Yeah, lick yourself, buddy. Show the world. Come on. Rocky. Come here, buddy. Hold on. I'll come. Come here. Come here, pal. Come here. You got this, buddy. Yeah, he's just tired. My grandpa got a TT-33 and a Pipasha 43, both double guns using 7.62. Yep, it's running good. I love my staccato, but I hate how much I paid for it. Yep, that's usually what everybody says. Rocky's like, give me a Snoopy cat. Didn't he what? Rocky, yeah, he did, dude. He looked at me right in the face and said, you know what, buddy? Get fucked. Do I have your other treats over here? Where are your other treats? There we go. He likes these better, and these are good for him. I'm not sure that T-Sauce would be upset about. I've heard you recommend them numerous times after your meeting with the T-Sauce guy. I don't know. Like you said, it could also be because I haven't been going to the range as much since I got the dog. You want that one? There you go. Good boy. How old is Rocky? He is 18 months. He's such a good boy, though. But the problem is he tries to stay up with me as long as I'm awake. Dogs, adult dogs, even 18-month-old dogs are technically considered adult dogs, even though I call them a puppy. They need upwards of 14 hours of sleep a day. And this guy is up as long as I am, and it gets a little awkward. Oh, dude, look how my veins are sticking out. I have not eaten today. I forgot to eat today. And my veins are sticking out. Oh, mate. Howdy. Hello. Who's a good boy? Yeah. But he likes me. He's tired of my shit some days. He's a good boy, though. He's a good boy. Look at that right there. That's one of his favorite places. I got to know what the FUD lore behind 40 Smith & Wesson. What does everyone hate on it? I will explain it to you as simply as I can. 40 Short and Weak was created because 10mm was both breaking guns as well as too much for smaller framed, aka female members of federal law enforcement to control. So they came out with 40 Short and Weak as a compromise round, and the minute they did that, they lost a lot of the faith of the FBI and the general public because, you know, the round was no more powerful than a standard 9mm at that point. So you might as well just run a standard 9mm. There we go. Sorry, trying to get all the guns back in frame. I zoomed in on Rocky when he was trying to lick his own balls. You like my chair? It's the best chair ever, and I'm never replacing it. I'm trying to get a streamer item in Ghost of Tabor. I want to be called Seated VR, and I want a fucked up chair. Guns are like cars. They work until they don't. Oh my God, what in heaven and earth is this? Dude is like a collection right there. Thank you, sir. I'm not a fan of the 40, never owned one, and only shot a 10mm Smith & Wesson revolver and with 40 reloads. I get that, Mouse. Would you ever get an HK 416? Yes, I definitely would. If I could get a real 416, like an original 416, fuck yes. 40 is close to 10mm only if you use cheap loads. If you get 10mm, you want the hotter loads. Yeah, just get hot loads, dude. Don't run shit loads. Do you have a Shelby Charger as your fucking profile picture, son? Yes, you do. You had an 86? Dude, I've got so many parts sitting up in my store right now for a Charger. Sorry, I just noticed the hood and the headlights. What's the most expensive gun? Technically like a Wiley Clapp single action Army Colt. I think one of those sold for like 1.5 million recently. They say AR-15 is best for home protection. I don't know who says that. Is at the range in Wyoming. A nice old guy let me shoot it. It was the smoothest revolver I ever shot. I bet. Oh, what's the most expensive gun I've got? If you're talking about value, my STI Grandmaster, which isn't up on the wall, I'm grabbing that tomorrow from my buddy. or my AR-15. They're both in the 4 to 5K range. I don't have a lot of super expensive guns. I just have a lot of guns. What do you think about Canadian gun laws? I mean, are you guys even allowed to have guns anymore? Don't you guys have to have like straight wall shotguns made after 1912 or some shit? Yeah. Shotguns. Shotguns with birdshot or buckshot would be my recommendation for home protection. See, the thing is, I've also shot so much 9mm. First going to 40 was weird, but not that. I used it for a few years. Can't ever go back to 9. It feels too weak. Run some hot loads, dude. Run some 154 grain 9mm. It feels like 40. 1911 is the best handgun. Pretty much. 12 gauge shotgun is the best for home defense. Yep. Just picked up a 75 today. That's a good one to pick up, dude. I got a couple of them up there. What gun do you want but don't have? I want my fucking orange back. Started on revolvers, have a whole collection of them. Nice. Heard Canadian so broke they no longer delivering mail. Is that real? It was the only car my grandpa bought brand new, 86. He still has it, doesn't run anymore. He stopped driving it at 46K miles. It's a 2.2 turbo with the manual. Jesus Christ, your grandpa bought it new in 86. How young are you, son? My dad was born in 58. What about a French Beretta for home safety? I don't care. Get whatever you want, dude. Just make sure you're capable and competent with whatever firearm you decide to protect your home with. For the 75s, TrueGlow makes a really nice high-vis front sight, rear sight setup for the 75. Also, XS Big Dots. They're really nice. I bought a cheap Maverick 88 Cruiser brand new and honestly can't get the damn thing to break. I've torched the poor thing. Now it's my bedside, bumping the night gun. That's a good choice, man. Maverick 88 is basically a Mossberg 500 with cheaper clothes. Wow, I'm scared of guns. Don't be scared of guns. Be scared of the idiots holding the guns, my dear. It's always the idiot holding the gun that's going to cause you the most danger. Thanks for the feedback. No problem, Mr. Wick. Move you in a little bit. Any recommendations for holsters that sit lower in the waistline for inside the waistband? You usually have to go with something softer to get a lower cut one with the metal strap higher up. I don't know very many Kydex ones that allow you for lower positioning. I do apologize. I'm not too much into holsters. Kiss my peach, Joe. It's my orange. Lols. Thank you. People tell that. Yeah, Teresa, here's the thing about it. Every gun on that wall is absolutely 100% incapable of taking a life, including the 320s, because they have upgraded triggers. Thank you very much. Because I am not in the mindset to take another person's life outside of a self-defense scenario. Because of that, those guns are not dangerous in any way. You open carry? Nope. Pocket carry, pocket holster for my J-frame is comfortable. Nice. Guns shouldn't be feared. They should be respected, honestly. I agree. Here's the way I put it. A car can be more dangerous than a gun. A gun has to be used in an offensive manner in order to create the chaos that is expected out of mass shootings. Whereas a drunk fucking idiot or a kid on a cell phone could mow down a dozen fucking people indiscriminately, yet we call that an accident and blame the car manufacturer. No, it's the retard behind the wheel. It's the same way when somebody decides to use a gun for violence. That is the retard behind the trigger that created that scenario. But we give more credence to a gun because a gun is a ballistic tool that's loud. 1 month ago, it was attacked by one of the most advanced American aircraft, the B-2 Moore. What the fuck? I just joined your live and subscribed and like you. I'm from Iran. Thank you. I mean, there's a reason they do background checks for idiots like that. Exactly. Could not agree more with you, dude. Well said. Thank you, sir. I'm more scared of driving around my town than I am of guns. There's a car accident like every other day here. Yep. Why are you worrying about what others think? What the fuck in anything I said makes you think I care what you think? When I'm trying to correct ill thoughts, that's not me caring about what other people think. That's me trying to correct a fallacy in your thinking process. And if you took from me saying that a gun is not the problem, it's the person holding the gun, you shouldn't be around guns. You should be drawing with big handled crayons, you know, the ones they give to the people that have had brain damage, traumatic brain injuries, TBIs. That's the kind of things you should be doing, because nowhere in any of those fucking sentences I just said did I say I gave a fuck about what you think. Any curios on the wall? I think the oldest gun on the wall is at 43 103. Everything else on the wall is newer. The second oldest after the 43 would be the Firestar, and that's a 90s build. What's your opinion on a 7-inch AR pistol? Absolutely. I would recommend that you look into 300 Blackout if you're going to go with the shorter barrel, though. That's what it's designed for. And the lady accidentally shot me, never once apologized. She was more scared of being in trouble. That does happen. Sorry you got shot, brother. You think as an 18-year-old I'm growing up around guns, I can't even buy a rifle until I'm 21 and I can't have a pistol grip? Rhode Island. Jesus fucking Christ, Rhode Island sucks, man. They actually imposed the 21 on rifles? I care what you think. You really shouldn't, Teresa. You can respect what I think and you can value my opinion as far as comparing it to other people's opinions, but please do not take my opinion as the only opinion that matters. Please base your opinion on multiple sources. Oh, nice. Is that a 22 long rifle? Yes, that is a 22 long rifle. Best red dot on the wall is probably the Hollow Sun EPS carry on the Ruger RXM up there. Actually, that's the EPS full size. But it's a full size that's cut to fit on a carry optics size gun. I think you're too reserved in your opinions. You should be more vocal. Lol. Brother, how much does a sniper rifle cost? You can get them anywhere from a few $100 to multiple tens of thousands, my friend. Just picked up my Kimber Pro Raptor 2 9mm. I love it. Kimber makes some decent stuff these days. I probably have around 20,000 rounds and 22 LR, so it's good I stopped keeping track after I bought 10K in one go. Yeah. You have a 1911. Are you watching me on a screen, sir? Oh, it's cool. I got hit in the calf, so I have a dope scar. I tell people it was a shark bite. I don't have feet. I tell them I kicked an airplane. Can ammo cause a gun to jam? Absolutely. Bad primers, weak primers, a crimp on a round that's too tight, all kinds of stuff. I do. Good night, sir. Thank you, Teresa. You too. Thoughts on the B&T KH9? Don't really have any opinions on it. All the B&T shit, like what they're coming out with, it's based on the Chris Finks that's up there. Would I prefer a Kimber 1911 or a T-Sauce 1911? Honestly, I would go with the Kimber 1911. I think they use a better material. Their billets are nicer. They both need finishing, so. Did you serve in the military? No, I did not. What state are you in? Virginia, Redneck. How's it going? Great to see all the guns out of pawn. Not all of them. They're coming. I'm finishing it up in the next couple of days. He asked if you owned a 1911. Well, that's why I was asking if he was watching or just listening. Some people are just listening to me. Those people aren't looking at what's behind me. Do I still have the Chiappa? Yeah, I'll be honest. I tried to set it up on the cooler for my my CPU, and it fell off and fell down behind the desk, and I got to fish it out. What's your favorite gun brand? Para Ordnance for discontinued brands, Nighthawk for current manufacturers. How miserable we are in Iran. You're lucky you were born in America. I wish I could disagree with you. It's luck of the draw, dude. I'm sorry. If my dad had just like pumped 2 more times, I might have been born in North Korea. Who knows? Grayson, what's up? My old lady's 43, actually anything except gold dot. Don't know why, but it jams. It will eat even crappy steel cases. Could be the shape of the round, dude. Could be jamming. How's life? It's still moving. Selling both my cars already. Well, I might keep the truck. I haven't decided. If I can find a better truck cheaper, then I'm going to get rid of my truck and the Charger, make some money, and get rid of the truck. I'm from Teresa Jones. Tennessee, gotcha. Brother, is it true that when you travel from Europe to America, it's like coming from the countryside to the city? I don't know. It depends on where you are in Europe, my friend. A lot of cities in Europe are very highly developed now. H&K P30, they're fine. I've had a couple of them. Oh no, I hope you'll find. I know exactly where it is. I can't get to it right now. No Makarov. I sold my Makarov. Should have made a stand. It's my own fault. Did you sell all your hoodies? Sold 4 of them, so I pulled them. I'm issuing a refund to 2 of the people that actually paid for them and another person. People didn't want to participate, so if people don't want to participate, I'm not pushing it on them. I'd rather put my money where other shit is. Sorry, I've been gone. New relationships trying to draw my attention. Ah ha ha! Getting some change, huh? Strange. Brother, how stupid are you? I am very stupid, thank you. Do you have a Glock 19? Yep. What's the name of your gun store, man? Wouldn't mind supporting the biz. The gun store's not doing anything right now. I'm doing only special orders and custom stuff. So it's Wind City Armory, but I'm not doing anything with it. I won't be doing anything with that until I get the rest of my shit sorted out. Subscribe successfully. Gotta go now. See you around, buddy. Take care. Have a good day. Thank you, brother. How's the PC build coming along? I saw the case on the tech channel. It's massive. It is absolutely stalled. I can't afford the parts I need. Let me know if you want to get rid of your extra Makarov ammo. I don't have any extra anymore. Hey, Jim, what do you think of a 1911 45 ACP with bull barrel and compensator on it? Can that kind of modification reduce muzzle flip and recoil? Compensators absolutely will reduce recoil. It's not as effective if it's bushing mounted as if it would be if you had a threaded barrel, but it will definitely. Although if you got a bull barrel, you're probably not running a compensated one or a compensator. You're probably running or a bushing one because they don't have a bushing. You're probably running a threaded barrel, and in that case, it will definitely reduce recoil. I've never dealt with ammo squared. Dude, I like high points. You need to put up the none firing lever action so everyone asks what that gun is. Oh yeah, it's sitting in my other room where I used to film in. I honestly I forgot about it because the way this room is set up. Are steel casing bad specifically for AR-15? It's necessarily not necessarily bad, but they're not good to reload, and they can cause they can leave steel inside, and it's not as smooth as brass. Polished steel is not that bad. I don't have a gun store. I'm a kid, but I know a lot of guns. Okay. Iman, brother, you have a pleasant voice. Nice. You are very stupid for selling their orange. You know what, buddy? I feel you took advantage of me. I let you take advantage of me. Yes, I was stupid for selling you the orange. I wish I never did it. I apologize to myself. I should buy another one. I should sell my DWX and buy a TS Orange. That's the very top gun on the right. The very top gun on the right is a Benelli M2 shotgun. Gen 1, so it doesn't have any of the fun stuff. What's the rifle under the Remington 870? There is no Remington 870. If you're talking about the rifle under the shotgun, that is a Ruger 1022 in a Sharps Brothers Heatseeker chassis. Am I originally American? Yes. Someone asked about a low-slung Kydex holster looking at the TX Tactical Fat Guy holster. There you go. Thank you, Howard. Would it be hard to find a new CZ75? No, they still manufacture them. My 60-round mag for my AR was failing to feed very consistently. I used the same ammo in a 30-round and it ran smooth. Is it a bad mag or all 60s bad? In general, a magazine with higher than 40-round capacity is going to be unreliable, especially if it's a drum mag style, because honestly, it's the spring technologies in them. I very rarely see very good 60-rounders or 100-rounders. What's the manufacturer? If you fucking say it's fucking ETS or fucking Pro Mag, then get the fuck out of here, because that's your problem right there. If it's Magpul, then it could be something where you might need to warranty it, but if you're running a fucking Pro Mag 60-round mag, get the fuck out of here. The M3s can do pump or auto like the Spas, right? Not sure. I never messed with the M3s. The M2 is strictly semi. I'll buy the DWX so I can hold that over your head as well. No, the DWX is staying with me. Ever heard of SCR, basically an AR-15 without a pistol grip so I can own it in this commie state? I've probably seen them, but I've never messed with one. All I knew was either a Benelli, but didn't know it was an M2. Personally, I own an M4. I would like an M4, but I'm actually trading the M2 to a buddy for one of his 930 tacticals. I don't fucking like the rifle stock. I don't like the fact that I can't put an optic on it, and I don't care that it's got a 24-inch barrel. It's got the ribbed barrel on it, so I can't cut it down to 18 inches. It's American Tactical 60-round quad stack. Oh, it's American Tactical. That might as well be a fucking Pro Mag. Get it. What I would highly suggest you do, I can't get up and touch it, but do what I did. I have 2 mag pulls with a mag coupler for 60 rounds. Fucking do that. I know that having a 60 round drum is fucking cool, but just get a mag coupler, dude. Hold on a second. Just do this. They're 100% reliable mags. And this is 60 rounds. American Tactical is like the fucking Daewoo of AR shit. I have a Walmart 22. It's about 10 years old, maybe older. They don't make them like they used to. That's true. What's your thoughts on the M&P Shield Plus and the Shield X? Nice guns. I like them. I feel like I've never seen any Scorpions ever. Because they're like $1,100 guns that, you know, honestly are not that impressive for their price. What do you think about the RXM? I like mine. Mine has the Sharps Brothers chassis on it, and it makes it really nice. If I was you, I would thank God every moment that I was born in America. Well, the joke's on you. I wasn't born here. I don't have a birth certificate. I only have a piece of paper that says I'm a U.S. citizen. I have a title. I can't have more than 10 rounds in my mag in this state. I like just like Rhode Island, California at this point. What you do is you get one of these mags, right? You see how I have these, like this one says don't tread, this one says 5.56. What you do is you do that and you write 458 SOCOM on there because AR-15s can run 458 SOCOM and you can only get 10 rounds of 458 into one of these mags. So carry one of these loaded with 458 SOCOM, and then when the cop stops you, you show them that it's only got 10 rounds in it. And then when you get to the range, you put 30 rounds. He said tittle. It's honestly what I have. I have a piece of paper that says that I was announced as a U.S. citizen on or about the date that's listed. I asked my dad if I was actually born when it says. Guess what umlaut is? Umlaut is umlaut wait, no, that's not the stuff. How old are you? Very old. Pakistan invented guns. No, you guys copy guns, though. What's the estimate of how many guns you own? Don't know. Annoying Rhode Island, 2 mags stuck together. Sounds like an assault weapon. Probably. Where were you born? South Korea. Not an AR guy, more interested in handguns and shotguns. Nothing wrong with that. I am not much of a long gun guy. I am literally a pistol guy, but I've done a few things if I get a good deal on it. But like that custom built AR, it's like nearly $5,000 AR, but I didn't pay for anything on it because it's all sponsored shit. The Benelli was such a good deal that I had to buy it, and it's semi-auto. And then the Ruger, I already had the 1022 bull barrel, and Sharps Brothers, I've done a couple of videos on their Echelon and their RXM frame, so they sent me the Heat Seeker chassis. Oh yeah, Pakistan invented the M4, did they? Hey, Smegula, what is going on? Do you hunt? Nope. We love your president. He's a king. I mean Trump. He's bordering on a fucking dictator because he's doing exactly what I predicted. He's talking about trying to seek a third term without using the vice president loophole, which means he wants to completely change the law to allow himself to run for a third fucking term, which is very Putinism of him. 68 grain 9mm plus P traveling 1,800 feet per second with 489 foot-pounds of energy, or 147 traveling blah, 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 blah. What are you choosing? I just don't want to pay the money for 68 grain. 147 is fine, but 147 is already plus P, so if you're running 147 grain, wouldn't that be plus P plus? Because 147 grain is NATO spec plus P is SAMI spec would be 115 plus P would be equal to 147 grain. Hey, Jimmini, what's up, Incognito? Would you get night vision? No. I don't need it. I can see in the dark. I'm a vampire. Would you rather have an M4 or an AK-47? My opinion would be the M4. What is yours? Honestly, I don't really care. I like them both. I can find positives in both. The AR-15s just have better parts availability than an AK-47, and they don't wind up on embargo lists as much. But other than that, they're both good. Yeah, JS Tactical. It's not even worth correcting people like that. I carry very hot 147 Spear Gold Dots. Nice. Do you own a Saber Dagger from PSA? Nope. Vampires don't shoot guns, buddy. I beg to differ. Have you not seen fucking Underworld? Do you like to shoot tannerite at the range? Never actually shot tannerite. I've shot exploding targets, but nothing where I've had to mix my own components. My uncle showed me a Colt AR-15 when I was younger, and let me tell you, I love that thing. Oh yeah, if you can never get your hands on an original like military style Colt AR-15, they're fun, dude. Definitely. Helsing, lol, vampires do indeed shoot guns. Lol. Oh yeah, Blade. Ha! Country, I've already answered that question, good sir. I do not hunt, sir. Underworld is an underrated movie series. Grew up watching those movies. They got kind of fucking weird. I can only legally buy a Commando in this state, but in 300 Blackout. Nice. Shit, you got me there, lols. Sorry, I had to do it to you. Pakistan is the hub of innovation. Look, bro, I think you got the wrong channel. You should be on the Pakistan-run state channel because, no. Quick, go out of your house. Do you have 35 guns behind you? Well, you might. That was rude of me. I'm sorry. But I can go and eat a cheeseburger right now if I want. They got bad after the second one. Yep. So the problem is a lot of movies that come out and they do well. Underworld did well. Believe it or not, the writers of it were in the movie. The big black guy that was a werewolf, he was one of the writers of the movie. But when a movie does well and then they start writing sequels when they didn't write it as a trilogy or anything like that, they always get bad. They always get worse. And poor Scott Speedman got suckered into that shit. My mom invented Pakistan. Am I a Republican? No, I'm B positive. Or O negative. I'm that rare one. High Point is the most reliable gun like ever. Yes, you can rely on it to break. I do not side with political powers. I believe in certain things from every party. Some people would say that makes me a libertarian. I don't even like the term libertarian. I think all politicians currently serving the United States people should all be tried for treason because every single goddamn one of them is associated with the lobbyist in some form or another. Every single person in power in American politics was placed there by money provided by a corporation, company, or other powers that are seeking to change rules in their favor to accomplish personal goals. Because of that, every single politician currently serving the United States public is a piece of shit. Pakistan started making guns 600 years ago. Okay. That's so true. And then you have movies that just didn't need sequels, like recently The Black Phone. Never seen The Black Phone. Should I get a Glock 45 before they discontinue or just get a PSA dagger? Nobody cares, man. Everybody thinks that Glocks are going to be rare. Dude, PSA was selling Glock 21s for $329 because all the law enforcement agencies are getting rid of them. Glocks are never going to be rare. There's 25 million of them, and 19 million of them are coming from law enforcement. Nobody gives a fuck about them. Everybody that thinks a Glock is going to be worth $800-900 is so fucking high on their own supply that it's funny to me. There will never be a valuable Glock. Rocky for president. He's not old enough. You have to be 35. You don't like that name. Uh-oh, don't make Joe get political. He's going to show his true genius. What about older generation Glocks? They're not worth anything, man. Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3s, you can find them all over at fucking $300, man. I used to find people that were selling Gen 2 Glock 17s, Gen 1 Glock 17s for $300. They're all going to be cheap. They're not worth anything. There is no Glock ever that will be worth anything. Oh, hell no. I'm not running for president. I'd put everybody in the cabinet in prison. I'd find some crackhead on the corner of J Street and fucking make him my fucking Secretary of Defense. I ain't got no teeth. Let's bomb those fuckers. Glocks are still going to be 3 to 4 all day. Yep, pretty much. They're still good guns though, right? They are reliable guns. They are not good guns. They work. They're not good. They're not good looking. They're not innovative. They're not special. They have nothing to do with any kind of awesomeness. They're not perfection because Glock uses John Moses Browning's short action tilting locking recoil system. A system he designed in 1928, by the way, and Glock stole it, and they claim that they're the geniuses. And then they claim their fucking guns are modified double actions because it finishes the striker pull, but it only finishes the striker pull, and then the trigger is dead, making it a single action. But all the fucking retards out there that believe Apple is good products fucking believe that Glocks are double action pistols. Go fuck yourselves. Joe gave me a Glock. Yep. 33.3 parts though. Yeah, it's like 30 too many. Look at a fucking 1911. The trigger mechanism has 3 parts to it. Oh no, Honda stopped making the Civic. Should I buy one right now for a good price? Yes. What are your thoughts on 300? Don't know. John Moses Browning, best inventor ever. Yeah, he was prolific as fuck. People pay for reliability. It's the only thing that paid for. I am of the school, if I buy something that needs a little bit of work to make it as reliable as something else, yet still comes in at about the same price, giving me a better feature set, better feel, better anything, and that includes cars, guns, houses, women, whatever, I'll do it. For sure, thank you for the reply, most real reply. I try to be as real and honest as I can, and I am sure, 100% in my heart and soul, I know Glock Staccato, Terran Tactical, and several other companies will never send me a review gun. For the very simple fact that I am not afraid to tell them their shit sucks. Leave the Apple fanboys away. Just because we all own Glocks just as well doesn't mean we overpay. Uh-huh. Is that a Dan Wesson DWX? Yes, it's battle worn. John Moses is the best gun inventor, but I really like Colt. Heck yeah, I don't change. Thank you, sir. I have not changed. Now, I have kind of backed off a little bit on like attacking people personally, but companies, go fuck yourselves. Companies don't care about you. You still have that Judge? Nope, sold it to a buddy of mine. My problem with Apple is that none of their shit's upgradable. I don't like their proprietary software either, but at least it's better than Microsoft. Ooh, ho, 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 redneck, you're using your software wrong if you think Apple software is better than Microsoft. You know how many fucking viruses I can put on that computer in less than 4 minutes? I can't even do that with Apple. The fact that I have the freedom to completely destroy my computer with 4 files means that is better. That is better. Also, do this to a Mac and see if it fucking runs. So you don't have a case. I don't want a case. We're not going to run. Fuck you, Apple. Colt is by far my favorite. You're wrong. Companies love you with how much money you could offer them for shit products. No. Look at Ferrari if you want to have a prime example of who gives a fuck who you are. So you could be a Ferrari loyalist. You could have an F40, an F50, an F80, an F90, whatever the fuck you want to, all the F series is. But if you violate their rules and sell your new F90 one day early, they will cut you off and then say that you're not a true traditional Ferrariist. I don't care about calibers, Boston. I actually care about guns. So if a gun is only available in 45, I'm not going to let the fact that I might prefer 9 sometimes stop me from buying a gun, if that makes sense. You know how many viruses I get from all the porn on non-Apple products? My Apple doesn't get them that I know of. Yeah, but doesn't Apple give you like that fake porn where it's like bubbles so it looks like they're naked? And then the dick is like a banana? Yeah, to be honest, Glock was pretty boring, just pistols. Yeah, that's all they got. I'll spend 5 grand on a Scada before I drop thousands on a gear. Spend 5 grand on a Cicada before I drop $1,000 on a Gerson. Wait. You can't badmouth Gerson. My Gersons are fucking awesome. My Gersons have hundreds of dollars in upgrades on them, but my Gersons are fucking awesome. Funny how Glock sued Smith & Wesson over the SD9 when they stole it anyways. Pretty much. I am a 37mm fan. Good film. Hey, I agree. I'm just saying security with Mac OS isn't half bad. I despise Mac and will never use it, but compared to all the other overpriced laptop junk on the market right now, Apple stuff isn't horrible. The problem is their stuff is too old, man. Their shit they're running right now, like they were going to go to ARM-based processors. Fuck, man. ARM-based is so old. Mager-san. No, you have a Kuna coming when I come down there. CZ will always be my ghetto for buying a handgun. CZ is a great brand, man. Nothing beats an old Stevens 12 gauge side by side. What kind of weapon like do you recommend? What is your price range, sir? If you want to spend under $100, Olight. If you want to spend between 100 and 200 through night and Streamlight, not Surefire, but Streamlights. If you want to spend a little bit more money, Surefires. Thoughts on subcompact 9mm, if they should use their standard mag or an extended. If you're using it for the purpose of carry, you should have your backup be your extended mag and your flush fit be your main mag. You need to shoot and practice with the flush fit mag, especially if you can't get all your fingers on it, and then you will be proficient with it. But if you're looking for a carry and you're going to run an extended mag, you might as well just carry a bigger gun. What laptop would you recommend? I don't use laptops. They obsolete themselves too fast, man. But if you are going to get a laptop, get something with dedicated graphics. Don't trust integrated XFX graphics from Intel or AMD shit. That stuff never works long. If you're looking for a long-term solution, get something with dedicated graphics. Do I like compact pistols? No, you can tell looking up here. They're mostly full-size. I'm a full-size guy. Honestly, the best laptops you can get are Framework or old ThinkPads. Yeah, so I've got a few older laptops that I still run when I run laptops. Dude, my home theater PC right now is an old i7 4790K and a GTX 980 because all it does is video playback and light gaming. It does have 32 gigs of RAM, so I do have a lot of RAM. Thick! What's up? What's the coolest range you've ever fired at? I've not fired at a lot. Probably the one I'm a member of is a gun club, and I've been a member there since 2017, and I've seen like 20 people there in all the time I've ever gone. What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, I don't know. I'm not wanted for anything, so go fuck them. And considering I picked up 20 today, and they didn't say anything, I think I'm all right. Reason why I asked you that question is because I ordered a holster with a spot to put a flashlight on it, so that's why I asked. Oh, gotcha. So a lot of holsters are light specific, my guy. Just make sure you get the right one for it. Had my G2C for 5 years. It's about time I got something new. Nothing wrong with that, dude. Some people will rock the same gun forever. Look at Stone. He's got an old SD9. Yes, the guns are real, my friend. Damn, it's 9:40 already. Nice. Hit the like button, guys. I'm trying to grow the channel organically. I'm not trying to fucking suck up and ask you guys to donate and shit. If you want to become a member, when we get to 100 members, I'll do a giveaway. The more members we get, the more expensive the giveaways will get. What's the most reliable gun you have? Honestly, that AR-15. I haven't carried the SD9 in years, though. You don't have to carry it. You still got it. That's the important thing. What are you giving away? At 100 members, it'll be something like a gift card or a nice light or something. Value goes up with the number of members we have. At 200 it goes up, 300 it goes up, etc. Don't forget, YouTube takes 30% of membership. So if I get 100 members, that's $200 that'll come in. But they're going to take $60 of that, so that's 140, and then I have to pay taxes on that. So there's going to be like 115 bucks that I can spend on something to give away. So keep that in mind. Yeah, Stone has much better carries. When I started buying guns, I never had a thought of using them for home self-defense. I mean, if it only comes to it, I just buy them for collection and looks. Hey, dude, I'm a Linux guy. Game support has gotten so good that I don't have to use Microsoft shit. I've never messed with Linux. I really should. But yeah, Mr. Wick, I started shooting with self-defense and local store work in mind, so I actually trained that way, and then I got into the guns just based on aesthetics and shootability. So I bought my first double-stack 1911, very much similar to that Rock Island that's behind my head, right here. That's a double-stack that's a Para-Ordnance design, and I really liked it, and then I started looking for aesthetics and functionality in my guns. You bought a Teaser X26. I don't know what that is. I've never shot the Mag 7. I've heard of it, I think. Why is that name familiar? King, what's up? I've mainly been carrying my M&P. Yeah, that's right. You got the metal comp. What's up, brother? Long time no see. Matthew Foudy. Yeah, it's been a while. Thank you. I appreciate it. From Charlotte, North Carolina. I understand your limit. My limit is way too high. There's thank you. My cousins are need one of them to frame like fuck Timothy. What? I hear 97% of the time 1911 jams because of mag. That is the number one reason why a 1911 jams. So let me show you something. Actually, I already put the Wilson Combat mag in the other gun. So this is a magazine that came out of my Para-Ordnance. This actually uses the new style follower, so I would actually trust that. But old school 1911 mags use a shitty follower in them. And yes, my desk is covered with magazines and stuff. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can. Don't go anywhere. Everybody do the flop. Shit. Now I gotta go through all these boxes to find the right fucking mag. Sniff my feet, dog. No, that's a SIG. Shit. Stop. Oh, shit. Don't fall over. Don't fall over. My dog will never forgive me if all these things fall over on his ass. It's all right. We got this, homie. My dog just moved because he's worried. Fuck! Why are all my 1911s down on the bottom? I didn't just drop it. Let's just say it's a good thing my dog moved. Sorry, buddy. Everything's fine. What the fuck were we even talking about? Oh yeah, mags. All right, where were we? He definitely dropped it. Yep, and I just showed you my ass. So this is an old school mag from my Springfield, and you can see it's got the metal follower. This is the old school design. This is the new school design. So this is designed to hold the round stiffer. This is too easy to drop the nose down. These don't feed nearly as well as these. Definitely say the mags, you're going to feed hollows in the 1911 reliable if you got the nice mag hole followers, roll back and forward and get stuck in between the barrel and shit. Yeah, so this style, this is a brand new mag, so it's still stiff, but these wear out so much faster than this style. This style is more like modern mags with the polymer follower with the stiffer spring. Also, 1911 mags, they haven't increased in size, yet they've added an extra round, which compresses the spring more. And when you have the old school design like this, you can see this one's actually only marked for 7 rounds. When you try to put 8 into a 7-rounder body, it never works well. Still plan on visiting Virginia sooner or later. You'll be the first to know because your store is for place I'm visiting. Hope life is well and business is good. You'll need to call first. You've got the double barrel 1911. That's fucking cool. Also, when did you just become a member? Holy shit. Thank you. Sounded like you threw it. I tried to do the old pull it trick because the 1911 box was second from the bottom, and I didn't realize the box was not latched. So when I pulled it out, it opened up and dropped the mags out. My dog was already clear, so he's fine. Hey, Rocky, do you want a 1911 mag? Dude, the look he's giving me right now. He's going to eat me. But yeah. Have you checked out? They're planning to release the API shortly. It's going to be in development. Realities, no. I'm running just the old Oculus Quest 3. That's all I need. That old silver 1911 is still dope looking. Oh, no, these polished bodies are nice. If you want that, get Wilson Combats, man. Look that way. Keep looking that way. You're fine. So, if you want a nice polished look, get these Wilson Combat mags. I've had him for over 3 months. If he was going to get Stockholm Syndrome, he'd have it by now. So these are nice, and you can see that these are copies and kind of follow the follower designs, but Wilson Combat mags are the way to go, kids. They make CZ75 and 45 ACP, and if so, would you buy one? Yes, it's called the CZ97. Also, I am nowhere near touching this. Hold on. There's nothing there. 1911 is outdated. Changed my mind. Shoot one. Widely regarded, even after 114 years, to still have the best trigger of any gun, period. Even a bad one has a better trigger than the best Glock. If you can't buy a war-ready 1911 for under 1K, it's a garbage design. Who says you can't, son? Feel like your wall looks different than the last time I watched the stream. Yes, I put 20 more guns on it. I don't call, I just show up, and if it's locked, I'll unlock it. Yep. You can't handle alarms on live? Nope, you can't. Unfortunately, in 2019, a dude killed himself on a live. He still got that. I'm not sure about any of this look. It's because he's watching me talk to nothing. He doesn't understand the concept of the fact that I'm talking to people right now. All he sees is his owner talking to an inanimate object. Find me one you would go to war with. Any Rock Island. So fucking that one right there was $549 with the optic, and it will outshoot every fucking Glock you try to present to me. Also, Glock discontinued 85% of their lineup. Why are you defending a company that can't build a competent fucking gun that doesn't get banned in the United States? The United States, the freest country in the world, and they're banning Glocks because Glocks are fucking stupid. So keep comparing shit to Glocks when that's the only modern manufacturer of handguns that's getting banned in all fucking 50 states and causing billions of dollars in wasted money replacing guns. Good job picking that. Smith & Wesson is your best choice for a striker-fired gun, 100%. I'll back that, Daniel. But don't use Glock as an analogy. They're a fucking company that got discontinued and banned in fucking the biggest state in the country. Well, second biggest state. Texas is bigger. And they're fucking having to deal with it. No. Smith & Wessons are a completely different animal from a 1911, dude. If you're comparing two 1911s, then you can start comparing the quality between them. But to compare a striker-fired polymer handgun to a 1911, a good 1911, there is no comparison, son. You're looking at it from a completely distorted viewpoint. You're comparing two different things. Charge over that is intellectually dishonest for you to blame Block for Gavin Newsom's douchebaggery. What do you think about the bucket bomb and a pipe bomb? I don't know what that is. Police still have them over any other gun. They're going to get rid of them because Glock is discontinuing the firearms. You can't get their parts right now. They're going to discontinue them, which means they're all going over to Walther PDPs. You got to watch the news before you run your keyboard, son. How long ago did you go over the wall? You know what? I will go over the wall in 9 minutes because that'll give us enough time to go over them all and then go away. Dude, why are you lying down like that, dude? He flipped. My dog is fucking cut, bro. It is intellectually dishonest for you to blame the California communist douchebaggery. The fact that the entire country agreed with it is what the problem is. Dude, my dog fucking flexes on all y'all motherfuckers. Look at that fucking dude. Look at his arm, bro. Look at his arm. Look at my dog. My dog is fucking thick. My dog is thick. Hi, buddy. It's like, stop talking about me, bitch. Caltecs are fucking awesome. I'll run a Caltech. You okay, buddy? You ready to go to bed? You want to go to bed? You can go to bed. You can go to bed. You want to go to bed? All right. God damn, Rocky got that pump on. Dude, he's got that American Staffordshire Terrier in him. Everybody thought he was pitty. His muscles are fucking good, though. He's a strong boy. He's a dog, yep. Thick. Springfield, Kimber, or Rock Island? Price considered what's the best waste money on? Honestly, Kimber splits the difference because they've got a lot of models under $1,000 now that are very, very decent. Rocky. Brookside, yeah, he's very tired, unfortunately. He's been, like, running all day. Like, he had to go to 2 doctor's appointments with me today, and he had to be a good boy for, like, 4 hours and not talk. So he's a little tired right now. Dude, he has that old man, what the hell's your problem face going on. Come here, buddy. Come here. The only states that agreed with that are all the civilian disarmament states anyways, just didn't know what was willing to go to bed and save a private company from an onslaught of a state. You know, I will agree that it's absolutely douchebaggery on the part of the states that are trying to blame the guns for the violence that's happening based on a design that can be easily modified. I agree with you, Bruce. It's bullshit that a state can actually do that, but unfortunately, after the Las Vegas shooting, everybody went after Colt, but they didn't completely ban the AR-15. You know, it's kind of crazy how so many municipalities and people came together to try to hate on Glock. And I hate Glock, the company. I thought the guns were mediocre, but for them to have to redesign the entire lineup is kind of funny. You have to admit. Yeah, they get off my lawn, yep. Kind of ruined myself buying the Nighthawks, and I really don't want any other 1911s. Just give me your 1911. I don't have a 1911 according to the internet. The internet doesn't think I have any 1911s. And there's one right there. But the internet doesn't think I have any 1911s. All right, so let's do the wall tour, okay? I am definitely not doing anything that would be resembling touching or getting near a firearm. That stops 1911. Ooh, the live ended and came right back. So that's a Rock Island. He has that wicked look in his eyes? Yeah, he does. Let's start on this end. So you got the Hammerly 22 long rifle, 1911. It's similar to people trying to sue companies for the violence people commit with their firearms. Same shit as suing Chevy because someone drives a Silverado, T-boned me. Yep, pretty much. Taurus PT92 Beretta copy. It's kind of like a compact decocker model. Firestar M45 45 caliber small frame carry 1911-ish kind of thing. Star used to copy a lot of different designs. It's more Smith & Wesson, honestly. The Yeet Cannon Ruger American in 45, a gun I completely forgot I owned. The Rock Island 5.0 in 9mm. The Fusion Firearms XF Pro. The TSOS PX9 Duty Comp, the 2025 drop with the really nice trigger. TSOS PX57 5.7x28, really nice trigger, good striker fire gun. My custom AR Sears 43103. Daria Arms DY9 with the island ports. Everyone make sure to hit it. After Vegas Trump, though, the bump stocks to the AF. Yeah. Arex Alpha 9mm 226 competition clone. The M17 from Sig Sauer, the Dangy gun. The X5 Legion 320 from Sig Sauer, the Dangy gun. The Sig Fuse 365, not danger, but it's big and it carries as many rounds as the M17. It's got a 21 round mag in it. Benelli M2 traditional rifle stock variant. I'm getting rid of that because who gives a fuck? I'm trading for a Mossberg. Heatseeker 1022 chassis with the bull barrel 1022 in it. Which gun is that up there? That is the Para Ordnance CCW LDA and a Heritage Barkeep. Dan Wesson DWX. That spot is where the Para was. Springfield Echelon with the Sharps Brothers frame. Ruger RXM with the Sharps Brothers frame. All three of those are Sharps Brothers. Thank you, guys. Chris Sphinx 9mm. Tamfolio Witness with the red handles. CZ SPO1 with the blue handle. Fusion Firearms XP Pro 9mm Glock mags. Rock Island's double stack 1911 single piece frame, which differs from a 2011. The Gerson Match X, however, it's got the influencer top on it, so it's kind of like a Match S because I put the Match X comped top on my single stack Gerson influencer. The Night Stalker, Springfield Operator, Springfield Target, and the Canik TTI Smoke with my Sloth pissing on it. Also my computer. So that's it, guys. You can't view anyone's legislation on its own because all part of it's combined. Yep. Look at all those damn teen 11s. I will put any of my 1911s up with any of your guns. Hold up, show us the RXM. So that's the RXM with the Sharps Brothers frame, a Holosun EPS full size, and a Warrior Land? I don't know who the fuck that light is. Hold on a second. Yeah, that was a Warrior Land light. It just fit on the gun. So yeah. Looks good, doesn't it? It's a good looking gun. Do you got a 12 gauge? You mean that 12 gauge? You know, the one that's marked Benelli? Yeah. No, I don't have a TriStar. Does the ledge actually provide grip, or do your thumb fall off? What are you talking about? The little gas pedals that are built in? Yeah, they work. The Ruger 1022 is California compliant. It just needs to have a 10-round mag. Oops. I don't think that one qualifies. My grandpa also got 4 pre-band AK-47s. Nice. What's your favorite gun on the wall? Honestly, that one. I'm not touching it. See, YouTube, way away from it. 1911 from Para Ordnance, Black Ops. Also, I have no toes. 22 rifles are exempt from all that BS. Nice. Do you own any 5.7s? TSOS PX57. That's a 5.7 right there. I don't own an FN 5.7. Anyways, kids, that's it. I think we're done. Thank you for sharing some of that intellectual honesty about what California is doing to Glock. Yeah, well, you know what? I hate California and I hate Glock, but I hate the fact that California is trying to take away 2A rights from a company. You own a 44 Magnum? Nope. I'm in California, and it's hard to find competent gun owners. I literally have to go to gun stores or USPCA. Thank you. Thanks for answering questions. Good stream. Smith & Wesson for the win, plus Bodyguard 2.0 is the shit. I'll take my 1911, son. That's got a 1.9 trigger, 1.9 pound trigger in it. Yeah. Your Smith & Wesson doesn't. I clenched my ass when I saw your hand come into frame just now. Oh, yeah, I mean above the guns? Yeah, so, yeah. CZ2 Shadow. No, I don't have one of those anymore. I've had a bunch of them over the years, but that's just a 75 SPO1. All right, guys, I'm going to show you the dog one more time who's sleeping now. Also, that's the one that fell off. Those two fell onto the floor. But yeah. Rocky, say goodnight to the people. Yeah, he wants to go to bed. Just sticking up for Glocks because hates California more. That's so nice. Lol. Take it easy. What's the silver one? That's a play button. 1911s used to be for men. I'm a cross-dressing man. On the bottom, that was a Springfield Target 1911. All right, kids, I'm going to go.